bring up this highlight reel. First thing in the morning, we were down here for a 6 o'clock call. Got the trials out there right on 6:30. And then Alessa Quizon took the lineup, jamming some couple of big hooks to get her spot into the main event.
Yeah, she went up against 3 Brazilians, and I'll tell you what, she schooled them. She left all the girls combat, I believe, at the end of that trials heat, and earned her spot in the main event.
Great performance there. She made the semis before. We always knew she was going to be a threat. Then Lakey Peterson took the lineup. She looks so speedy in these small glassy conditions. She called this heat a warm-up victory.
One of the most exciting performances of the day, and it wasn't actually because of the 2 highest scoring rides she had. Once she had these 2 big scores, she went on a mission and started launching airs, and I tell you what, she came very close to landing a couple of beauties.
Next heat was last year's event champ, Sally Fitzgibbons, getting a 6-1-0 and a 7-point ride as well to package a couple solid turns. This heat wasn't that easy for Sal because Sage Erickson was in there giving her a run for her money.
Yes, Sage Erickson put up a good performance, but really Sal Fitzgibbons just so solid, and you've got to put on something special if you're going to beat these top girls.
Current world number 1, Carissa Moore, took the lineup with Silvana Lima and Alessa Quizon. So powerful in the pocket. Loving seeing these nice glassy early morning conditions, and Carissa really reveled in it with those big off the tops, clean arcs in the pocket, and she was able to skip that second round and move straight into round 3. Tyler Wright then took the lineup.
Tyler Wright took to the lineup and went straight into the tube on one of her first rides and posted a 9.27, the single highest scoring ride of the day. And I tell you what, she backed it up with a couple of big hits.
Crazy battle at the end of this one as Malia Manuel came really close. Tyler didn't give her any room, and she was able to play some solid defense to move on to the next one. Then Courtney Conlog, one of your favorite picks in the draw.
Well, Courtney Conlog was just so strong coming into this event. Her free surfing's been amazing, and when she hit the water today in the first round, she showed us why she's right at the top end of the ratings.
Then Coco Ho in the last heat of the round went out in front, got a couple of clean little arcs, got in the 16-point total range, and was able to get that gift straight into round 3 on a pretty rigorous day. Her backhand was looking solid. That was one of her high scores of the heat. As we moved into the second round of competition, these girls trying to avoid elimination.
Malia Manuel, she got upset by a rampaging
Tyler Wright in that first one. Malia then had to surf in this second round, and she looked really quick. Nice and glassy conditions, throwing up some flair towards the tail end, and easily eliminated Rebecca Woods. Next heat, though, was all about Laura Enever coming back against Sage.
Laura Enever and Sage Erickson had a fantastic battle, but it was this ride that turned the heat for Laura Enever. A couple of solid hits, got herself a score right up there in the excellent range, and she backed it up with a solid left-hander.
And she was able to just come back. Sage looked like she was going to win this heat. She started doing her best for surfing towards the tail end, clean pocket surfing all the way to the inside, and moved on into the next one. Things got interesting with Alessa Quizon eliminating Alana Blanchard here.
Yeah, a couple of Hawaiians, and Alessa getting the jump on one of the performers on the World Tour in Alana Blanchard. And I'll tell you what, Alessa, so dangerous here in Brazil.
As we see Alessa again just blasting all the way through, making it all the way to round 4. Then the next heat, Bianca Batendog, Philippa Anderson, 2 girls with South African roots, and Bianca used that backhand as a lethal weapon in this one.
Yeah, that thing is lethal, and I'll tell you what, Bianca, she's going to be hard to stop as she moves through the draw here, but have a look at this ride, just throwing beautiful turns together, linking, and just effortless as she climbs up over that foamy section.
Just fueled off that acai, throwing some big turns as Paige Hara in that next heat against Alize Arnaud. She had an 11.37 total in this fight.
Yeah, really representing New Zealand very well. The lone Kiwi on tour in both men's and women's division, and Paige Hara put on a fantastic show today.
The last heat of the second round was a pretty incredible one. It was the dark horse in the heat, Pauline Adu, eliminating the local favorite in Silvana Lima.
Yeah, I really love Pauline's never back down attitude. She really kept fighting throughout this second round clash, and did really well to earn her spot in round number 3. Have a look at that move, just really throwing a lot of spray and threading her turns together beautifully. Great variation too.
Great read on the way for Pauline Adu. It wasn't rattled at all by the hometown presence for Silvana Lima in this one. So she moved on to round 3, non-elimination format, and things got going with Sally Fitzgibbons, Lakey Peterson, and Alessa Quizon.
Yeah, and Lakey Peterson picked off right where she started in that first round. Just a really composed performance, looking really solid. Have a look at this ride, and that was one of her best. She just blitzed that ride.
Had such a great ride, then wanted to check out her backhand. Ripped one right in the pocket. So got her first 2 keeper scores on the first 2 exchanges, and she's got a goal of trying to throw a big reverse. We'll see if she can do that tomorrow on the final day. Then Carissa Moore took the lineup in the second heat.
Yeah, Carissa Moore, she's just been so consistent throughout today, and another strong performance from her in the third round, and just progressing straight through to the quarters with moves like this, a huge arc to tail release.
Got into the excellent range with that single maneuver. Incredible carve there off the top, one of the best turns of the event. Then fellow Hawaiian Malia Manuel took the lineup and sent Tyler Wright and Bianca Batendog into round 4.
That's right, yeah, she got one back on Tyler Wright, who got the jump on her in that first round. Malia is looking like she's surfing with more speed than a lot of the girls, and she could prove very dangerous on the final day.
And Courtney Conlog was in the lineup for that last heat. She was chasing Pauline Adu throughout, and it came down to the final exchange for her to turn this result.
You can't leave the door open for this girl. If she is chasing a big score even in the final stages, there's a good chance she'll be able to get it, and that's exactly what she did. Have a look at the power in these turns. Courtney Conlog, she's on a mission, and she easily progressed through to the quarterfinals.
Then it's time to move on to round 4. Sally Fitzgibbons and Paige Harrop took the lineup. The focus on Sally with this world title race on the line. She had some warbly conditions to set up here. Made her earn it, but she took the big win.
Yeah, well, Sal did bounce back a little bit in this heat. She kind of felt a little off throughout the day, but a return to form, and this was probably her strongest ride, just attacking it and really looking like she was desperate to get through to those quarters.
Laura Enever then showing her best surfing in her final heat. Huge power turn off the top that just slowed up the ribbon from our trials winner Alessa Quizon for the first time today.
Yeah, the judges had to reward Laura for a go-for-it attitude. High-risk manoeuvres on that first turn option, and Laura earning some big scores and earning a lot of fans here on the beach.
All the way through the inside, you see that knee brace on. Doesn't look like it's affecting her now. Running off pure adrenaline as she's into the quarterfinals. Then we had a big matchup. Coco Ho taking on Tyler Wright, a seesawing battle. Both doing their best surfing, and it ended up being Tyler Wright at the end, picking off the best gems toward the back end of the heat.
Yeah, really amazing draw on paper, but Tyler Wright, have a look at the form here, just drifting the tail, putting everything into these maneuvers. She knew that she had to step up against Coco Ho.
Solid performance. Tyler moves on to surf against Malia Manuel in the quarterfinals. Then the last heat of the day, the goofy foot performance from our South African Bianca Batendog was too much for Pauline Adu, and Pauline eliminated in round 4.
Yeah, that backhand is just so lethal, but then she did show us that she's got some chops on the forehand as well, with a big arcing turn on her second best ride.
Solid wave there to finish off the highlights. Epic day.